Okay, boys and girls, we're going to do some adding of decimals again, but first we're going to do the estimating. From now on, I want you to always estimate. So let's look at what we got here. And we have Henry recorded the amount of rainfall that fell during 2 hours. In the first hour, Henry measured 2 and 3/500 centimeters of rain. In the second hour, he measured 1 and 8,200 centimeters of rain. Henry estimated about 4 centimeters of rain that fell in 2 hours. How did he get the 4? Let's go back and look. Well, the 3 is going to tell the 2 to stay the same. The 8 is going to tell the 1 whole to go up 1, so we'd have 2 plus 2, that's how he got 4. Now we're going to add it on the side, and we have 500s plus 200s, because now that we're adding up and down, or the algorithm way, we always do the ones first. So this is 7, so we have 700s. Now we're moving to the tenths, and we have 8 plus 3 is 11, so we have 11 tenths. That's 2 ones plus 1 1, and we have to regroup. So we are regrouping, so we would have a whole one here, because we can't put 2 digits there. Even though we'd have 11 tenths, we have to put it into the whole group, so we have 2 plus 2 more is 2. So when we put those all together, we have 4, sorry. We have 4 whole and 17 tenths. So now they want you to draw a picture of what that looks like. Here's what my picture would look like if I was doing it. Sunlight's coming in this morning, so kind of hard to see my board, but we'll give it our best shot. So it said I had 500, so I'm going to draw 5 of these. Told me I had sorry. Let's try that again. Sorry. Told me I had 500s. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It told me I had 3 tenths. And it told me I had 2 whole ones. I added, let's go back to the 2 tenths. 8 are tenths, 2 hundredths, 8 tenths, and 1 whole one. So if I show how I add this together, first I added these, and I got 7. Then I added these, and I got 10. And I brought that one, so this whole 10 came over here. So I used those, I carried them over, and I have 1. Now I'm on my holes, and here's my 4 holes. Oops. So that's what my picture would quick look like. I would draw those arrows, cross that out. So blank centimeters of rain fell, 4.1700. And since 4.1700 is close to 4, is my answer reasonable? Yes, very much so. All right, let's move on. So they want you to do the same thing, only notice here we have that whole problem of what's the rule with decimals. We have to line them up. So if we're lining them up, we put all our whole numbers together. So first we're going to estimate 20. The 4 keeps the 20 the same. The 7 tells the 13 to go up to 14. So when you line them up, if you notice, you always line your decimal up. I think we've talked about that before. And what do? We put a 0 in the place of the empty spot. Now, that's not so important when you're adding, but it's very important when you're subtracting. So just get in the habit of doing it. Put a 0 in any empty spot that's open. And then we could easily subtract it. So we are adding it, sorry. And I drop my decimal down right away. So it is 34 hundredths, or 34 whole and 16 hundredths. And if I add this together, that's 34. Am I close from my estimate? Very much so. So what I want you to do is I first want you to estimate and then find the sum. Do 3 and 5. Excuse me. Skip this one for right now, and let's move on to the homework. Sorry guys, forgot about this sheet. Alright, so we are going to do this sheet. Is what I would like you to do with your partner is I would like you to pick 2 from up here to do, and you just have to, we have to do the sum. So it's in written form, excuse me. So I'll do the first one, and then I want you to pick 2 from the rest of them to do. It says 7 and 25 hundredths added to 9 and 4 tenths. Well, there's nothing in the hundredths place, so I'm going to add a 0. I'm going to quick estimate on the side. The 2 tells the 7 to stay the same. The 4 tells the 9 to stay the same. I add those together and I get 16. So I know my answer is going to be close to 16. 5 plus 0 is 0. 6. 16 and 65 hundredths. Close. So that's what you'll have in that box. Okay, which means you have to do this one, and then you can pick which one of these 2 you'd like to do. Let's do 1 from each row here. Give this one a shot. Talk to your partner about it. Then let's move on to the homework page. And if we look at the homework page, 1 from this row, 1 from this row, 1 or that 9 or 10. On the back side, 1 or 2, and all of the spiral review. Adding these decimals should not be very hard when you know how to add, which we do, and we know how to subtract. Be careful and make sure they want you to add or subtract.